whether or not you're the biggest fan of Minecraft's spikiest plants, at one point or not, you're going to use the item, the cactus, in Minecraft. Whether it's making a big XP farm or just getting some of that nice green juicy dye, you're going to run into them. However, these are 5 things you're probably never going to know about these cactuses. Alright, the first thing is that they sound very familiar to a block that you all know all too well. Let's hear the sound comparison. Yeah, that's right. They sound exactly the same when you're breaking and placing them as a wool block. This is something really weird that I noticed while I was farming cactuses earlier, and it spurred me to make this video. Something else you may not have known about these cactuses is that blocks of netherite, just netherite in general, it doesn't go down without a fight, and it's pretty indestructible. I mean, you can throw it in lava, and there's not even going to be a dent taken out of it. However, Minecraft's prickliest plant can destroy this with ease, as it can with every single other block. And I mean, it's pretty satisfying, not gonna lie, watching it just rampage through this cactus. Another thing that you may not have known is that although cactuses can be destroyed by placing a block beside paintings, they're not going to do that. You can place paintings all around a cactus, and it's not going to affect it at all. And I mean, honestly, if you're going to have this as house decor, I don't blame you. It looks pretty cool. Something else that you may not have known about these cactus plants is that you can put them in a flower pot as you can most plants. I mean, sure, the size comparison between this and a normal cactus, they certainly aren't the same. And I mean, it does lose a couple of prickles, but hey, they're the same plant at the end of the day. Alright, the coolest, funnest, and craziest fact at the end of the day, probably the most satisfying, is this. Let's say you wanted to stack up a bunch of cactuses, which you can actually do. Let's say we stack it up, 30 blocks. You can do this super satisfying thing. You can drop it all the way down, and boom. You can watch it drop all the way down, then these drop all the way down. This is a pretty cool way to use cactuses to make a timer, and honestly, I look forward to trying to do stuff with it in the future. Alright guys, that is 5 facts you probably didn't know about cactuses from Blitzcraft. Remember guys, please subscribe and like this video, as I put time into making this. Alright guys, see you in the future.